Okay. Do you have something in your brain that you once thought of while you were doing something else, and now every time you do that thing, you think of that thought? For example, every time I think about this thing, with thoughts being thought when you do a thing, so when you do the association thing, right? When I think about a thought like that, this is going to be so convoluted and maybe like so difficult to understand because I'm going to not make any sense. When you have a thought that's unrelated to the thing that you're doing, that always reminds me of when I was reading The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, which was one of my favorite books when I was younger. The girl in it, I think her name's Lena, talked about how she did this thing where whenever she shaved her legs, she would think about Ritz crackers, because one time she thought about Ritz crackers while she was shaving her legs. So then every time she shaved her legs, she would think about Ritz crackers, right? So every time, pretty much every time, almost every time, especially if I'm having rice and I microwave my food, especially if I'm microwaving rice, I think in my head, oh yeah, didn't Torb once say that when he microwaves his food, he leaves a hole in the middle of the rice like a donut so that it heats up the right way? And I can't remember if Torb did actually ever say this or if I made it up. Okay, he did. But every time I microwave my food, especially rice, I'm like, make the Torb hole, or your rice won't heat up. And then when I think that thought, I think, is this... Why? Why am I doing this? The Torb hole. So now I always arrange my food in a donut circle. And I think about Torb just about every time. And then when I think about Torb, I think, why am I thinking about Torb every time? I don't have to. Sorry, Torb, I don't have to think about you every time I microwave my food. And then when I think that, I think, oh yeah, Lena thinks about Ritz crackers every time she shaves her legs. And then that somehow having one unrelated thought leads to another entirely unrelated thought. And then I think, what is wrong with me? Jamalki's life will be changed. The Torb hole. It always gets cold in the middle, so by avoiding the middle, it won't get cold there. Fav says it's the opposite. So does that mean you have to pile it up in the middle in just a huge pile? Hot in the middle, says Fav. Don't listen to Fav. We don't know what the verdict is. Should we have 2 microwaved foods of the same amount of rice? And we'll do the Torb hole and we'll do the Fav pile. How about that? Compress it to a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter cube. The whole thing works. There was a paper on it. It was written by Torb. Middle Tower Rice, says Grey Fox. Possibly. Fav does not have a microwave. Alright, I'll do this. I'll do the poll. Which method? Torb hole. I spelled Torb taught me. Torb hole or Fav pile. And you tell me which you think will work. Depends on what you're heating. Microwaves go through everything in there, but heat dissipates unevenly. I don't know how microwaves work. Hello, procrastinate. Thank you. Hello. Torb hole? It spins so it cooks evenly, but the middle is always at the middle. Interesting. The edge of the turntable works best. The middle only get hotter than the outside when microwaving. If the inside is liquid, a chocolate pudding. I see. I see. You're heating the water components. Hello, Ale. Which method's winning so far? It's very resounding the Torb hole. Torb hole is a better name. We could call it the Fov rod. The Fov dump. Fov dump. Torb hole. The Fov rod. Microwaves heat have large amplitudes, which means the middle can be a dead zone. The parts that turn on the outside can... I'm reading these words and they're not working for me. Fov rod. The Fov fallacy. Fov fallacy. Change your name, Fov, to Fov fallacy. To Favlacy. I don't know. Do not microwave water. It's very dangerous. What, really? But we're in the Americas, we microwave water for our tea. And yes, water with a D in it. Water. We microwave water. I also microwave my milk for my hot chocolate. We do that, Morpheus. I'm speaking on behalf of America. My water bottle. If the water is really pure, because it can overheat. In America, we don't have pure water. We just have clear water in Florida. Or we have fluoride. What happens if you microwave toothpaste? Is it good for you? You're gonna get burns if you're not careful? I used to have to do it for my piercings and stuff. I would microwave some water with salt in it. And then I would put it on my piercings.